the Governor for NCDC.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me opportunity to contribute to this very important, I would say, like milestone debate in the journey of our country. You mean this 11th Parliament, we have the absolute privilege to have the opportunity to perhaps reshape our country, politically at least. And so you must embrace this opportunity courageously. I want to encourage us. I want to say from the outset that I will speak personally alongside the media as a member of Parliament, leader of our country. It does not represent our party, Social Democratic Party. We have a variety of views. But I want to say from the outset that me personally, I'm not afraid of independence from Bougainville. I believe if we chose that path, it will enhance our country and enhance the relationship much greater than we had in the past, because we know we had a troubled relationship with Bougainville well before independence coming up now. You may get us away. You know something. But it's up to Parliament to decide, and this is the opportunity that we have. I want to thank the Minister for Bougainville Affairs and Prime Minister, government, for bringing the debate now to the floor so that we can have a debate. I think for a while we had pursued a strategy where, because it is sensitive, we leave it to the ministers and some prominent people to shape it, discuss it, and give us the option how to move forward. I think that process has come to a stage where now we must openly discuss it. And we must have the courage to address all the issues, whether they are hard or very sensitive or painful too. We must have the courage. That's why our people elect us to be here. To have the courage and the wisdom to make decision, tough decision, however it is, we must make it. And this is a moment of time where we, this 11th Parliament, we must decide what happens between Bougainville and the rest of our country. I don't want to repeat many of the background that has been, eloquated or, presented by all the previous members of Parliament. Everybody has spoken well. I want to just acknowledge our 4 members of Parliament from Bougainville. They've spoken eloquently and spoken passionately. And we all acknowledge the pain and the hardship that you all carry. We wish that part of our history had not happened. But we all have the benefit of hindsight, and we can say what we want to say, but we cannot change that history. It has happened, and we now need to make a decision. But we feel the pain. We have not experienced the same pain as, for example, member for North Bougainville. The loss in the family and personal loss and the suffering by women, children of Bougainville, 10 years of blockage, all the fighting, killings. We did not personally felt those loss. But we understand and we show empathy and sympathy. I think the government and people of Papua New Guinea have come to terms and understood this. And the peace process itself is a statement. It's a statement that shows the collective will of our people of Papua New Guinea, the rest of the country, that we understand the pain and the horrors of the past, and we don't want it to happen again. And I think everybody is committed to that. I think if there is any level of comfort that we want to give to the people of Bougainville, I don't think anybody here, Prime Minister and the ministers and members of Parliament, wants to start another war. I don't think anybody in his right mind whatever happens, the parliament decide whether we ratify or we refuse. Who's going to ask the PNG Defense Force to go back and, invade or take over or suppress the people of Bougainville? I don't think anybody is willing to do that. I think we are all committed to peace. Yeah. And we want to achieve an outcome that is peaceful and is a great outcome for people of Bougainville and the rest of our country. That's what we need to search for. What is the formula that will work? I just want to remind us too that although we don't want to make comparison, and indeed we should not make comparison about Bougainville as a region or province and the rest of the country, but I just want to remind us this comparison that I think it's also relevant, Mr. Assistant Speaker, members of Parliament, our people and people of Bougainville are listening in, so I just want to reaffirm this, that the case of Bougainville, like the rest of PNG, we were colonized, and we were seeking, like them, to get our independence from our colonial masters at the time. Yeah. In the case of our people of Kanaks of New Caledonia, they were colonized, and they're still under colonial rule. Whatever French says, but it's a colonial situation. In the case of West Papua, they were invaded in 1962. So it was a colonial conquest. Yeah. Their claim to self-determination, independence, is a claim against a colonial conquest. In PNG, Yumisawe, in the case of Bougainville, we understand that they were claiming and want to pursue independence well before 16 September 1975. But the fact of history of our nation and our people is this. I want to remind all of us, Parliament, remind all our people, and also remind the people of Bougainville too, whatever they say. In 1973-74, the leaders of our country, people of Bougainville, their leaders included, they freely chose to become one people, one nation, one country. Under the leadership of Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Sumare. Grand Chief Sumare didn't go and invade the people of Papuan region or Islands region or New Guinea Islands or whatever region or country. He never did. Through his leadership and his abilities to reach out and passion and compassion, he was able to convince everybody, unite everyone, from the islands, from the Papua region, from New Guinea Islands, Momasetu, our people in 1973, 74, the leaders at the time, they chose to become one people, one nation, one country. This fact you must appreciate him and understand him too. So people of Bougainville, of course, they had a case of their own, but they had elected leaders at the time. Nobody forced them. Nobody told them that if you don't become part of this country, we will invade you. Yes, there was some incident in 1974 where government sent a rights court to Bougainville. Maybe they declared UDI. But it was solved through peaceful means. Their leaders were part of this discussion and dialogue. So this is something I just want to remind us that our leaders at the time, they reached an agreement and came together to create this diverse nation. A nation of 1,000 tribes, 800 plus languages, so many cultures and tradition and custom and kind, sing, bilasna. But we tried to do the impossible to become possible. And it was through the leadership of late Grand Chief St. Michael Thomas Mare. He achieved it. Sometimes, when he was governor, we speak, we as governor's conference, me plus across him too. Why did you do this or do that? And his explanation is very simple, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I'm talking beginning. This is time here. And me got thinking you got to stop now. But we must make him compromise. Because okay, the line, 1 billion. I have to convince them that it is possible, that we can do it. So I have to make adjustment. Even the system of government, you may choose it, that we follow the British system. Because at the time, somebody think we cannot do it. You mean already? So Grand Chief has to make this adjustment and convince everybody to come to create this state, unique state of Papua New Guinea. So, Mr. Assistant Speaker, I just want to establish that in 1975, nobody coerced anyone. We all, our leaders at that time, they made that decision. And it's like a compact between, our customary leaders or traditional leaders or tribal leaders. Time only making decision. Hard the meal or picnic or now, me by sensing. All chief will making decision at the same time. And hard the meal or sensing. So now, here we are this time. We have a situation where the issue has been raised again, and we must make a decision. And I want to encourage us, Prime Minister, we shouldn't be afraid to bring the result of the referendum to Parliament. Let's not be afraid. Let's bring it and make a decision. And let's not get complicated with, terminologies and refer it to the Supreme Court or whatever court. We are here mandated by our people to make a decision. If we want to ratify it, meaning approval, let's go ahead and ratify it. And if we approve it, we should have the courage and confidence that Papua New Guinea will sustain. It will rise up from this history and be a greater, bigger country. And it is up to all of us, leaders. I think the message is very clear. It's up to us leaders to make Papua New Guinea work. And people want to live, and they only will live if we don't make it work. That's why Governor Bougainville Toto Pasdeme, we must not trust the province now, work on them all. Build the capacity in the province. When the province signs, the nation will sign. People governor talk, not because we want to take away power unnecessary from the center, but we want our people to be confident, to have a sense of belonging to this nation. That they too are benefiting and they too can see progress and they too have a sense of belonging. They too are in this equation, which is not an easy equation to maintain and sustain. I have no idea. This project should have failed. It has all the basis to fail. This project called Papua New Guinea, all the grounds for failing. I don't think the world gave us any chance of surviving. But we have proven that we can do it with a lot of challenges, but we are still doing it. And it's up to us leaders now to make it better for tomorrow. So we shouldn't be afraid of taking on and making this decision. I think in terms of Bougainville, a number of things too I want to say. First, I want us to acknowledge the success that we have had in implementing the peace accord, the Bougainville Peace Agreement. This is exceptional. Not many countries in the world or similar situation, they have respected and honored the terms of a peace accord. You look at so many countries in the world, all fighting this stuff, yeah? Even you look in United Nations presided over, Israel and Palestine. Look at them now, how many years, 70 years later, all still fight yet. Massive destruction and killing still taking place. Even the, Eastern Monday Agreement with, about Northern Ireland, it went through testing times because all IRA all fight longer time. All like in United Island, Why should England take over this portion of Ireland? No Ireland long. These are Irish people. They want to remain as one country. United Kingdom or England has no right to come and invade and create another legally country or part of their country, carve it out to make it part of the United Kingdom. So their argument went through a lot of testing of times. Now you may look him too long. Even well-established countries like Spain, or you got all line all like breakaway. Barcelona line all like breakaway. Basque line all like breakaway. Even the Russian Federation all work like breakaway. So many agreements have been done before. Now you got Ukraine war stopped. They had a Minsk agreement between Russia and Ukraine. Did they respect it? No. These are big superpowers. To our credit, we must give credit to ourselves. We have honored the agreement. Bougainville people must understand that we honor the agreement. We have complied with all the terms of it. Even the weapons disposal. You may gada sabe. Member of Kandep, you talk no Musinku. He didn't surrender his guns. There was no 100% surrendering of weapons, so that people can make decisions peacefully, right, with the right, environment. That was the purpose of the weapons disposal. But we, on the part of government of PNG, we honored the agreement and went ahead with the referendum. Now referendum may come up. I don't think, and people of Bougainville should have the confidence that nobody here in this parliament wants to stop the referendum coming here to be ratified or approved or whatever. How it's approved or whether it's approved or not, that's something that the leaders of this country, our country, together must decide. We have leaders from Bougainville here, 4 of them. We all must decide together. So we all have respected this process. So we must trust this process. It has taken some time. My understanding, and member for North Bougainville talk, it must be decided before 2025. I thought my understanding, and I might be wrong, but I'll just say, Mr. Assistant Speaker, that my understanding is that the ratification must be not before 2025 and not after 2027. So I think the time to, for it to be ratified is next year, 2025 and 2026. Minister, you are in a better position to know this, and you can explain to all of us.
Point of order. Governor making good debate me like a man. Also, long ratification in a time limit by the Constitution. So when a time is, both government will negotiate and decide that the matter be tabled by the Minister for Bougainville Affairs. That's it. But sorry, Governor, there is no time limit for when to be tabled by the law.
All right, my brother Governor, you correcting me, I'm right. Anyway, whatever time Minister Yuyet Save, bring it on, and we will make a decision. I think the main concern now is what if, and also we can remind ourselves about what happened before, and we need to remind ourselves, but we need to make a decision now going forward. Yeah. So now going forward is, what if this parliament, members you may start, including the 4 members from Bougainville, we decide we do not approve it, whether it's simple majority or absolute majority. What if it's not approved? What happens the next day? So that's why it's important you need to talk now. Yeah. It's important that, ABG, President Toroamana, Tim Blongen, talk to our ministers. If we need a committee, bipartisan committee to be established, so you may create him, so you may discuss and look at what happens the next day. Because no good you may go to a point where we think the Parliament of PNG will just approve it because it's been approved 97%, therefore it must be approved. And if Parliament doesn't approve it, what happens the next day? So I'm being realistic here.
Yeah, Honorable Governor, sorry, lo may interrupt me. You got 1 minute tasun lo summarize yung statement lo yun.
All right, 1 minute nilai tourism. Reminding me, Bougainville is, despite its past with the rest of the country, has helped to define our country and contribute a lot to our country. Leaders long all helping me shaping constitution. Dr. John Momi some staff na plenty of line. Leo Anet. And in the beginning of our journey too, we had only one mind. Me go school university here. I was able to get a scholarship, full tuition fee and everything because of Pamuna mind. A lot of people from Bougainville, teachers, doctors, they have contributed immensely to our progress and well-being as well. And so, you must, when we make a decision, we make an objective decision that is good for rest of the country and Bougainville. I believe we can make a decision to enable us to go forward. As I said, I'm not afraid of independence.